Did you know that among the first people promised entry into paradise was a freed slave? Today we're talking about Bilal Ibn Rabah, R.A., whose story isn't just a piece of history. It proves that in Islam, true rank comes not from a person's race, lineage, or wealth, but from their faith. Bilal, R.A., was from Abyssinia, and in Makkah, he was enslaved by a cruel chieftain named Umayyah bin Khalaf. When Bilal accepted Islam, his master could not tolerate it. Umayyah and his men laid Bilal down on the scorching sand of Makkah under the blazing heat, placed a massive rock on his chest, and demanded he renounce Islam or continue suffering endlessly. Even under this crushing torture, the only word that left Bilal's tongue was Ahad, Ahad, meaning one, he is one, referring to Allah. He screamed in pain. He wept, yet he never took a single step back from his faith. This scene was so heartbreaking that when Abu Bakr, R.A., witnessed it, he immediately purchased Bilal from Umayyah and set him free. After gaining his freedom, Bilal, R.A., became one of the closest companions of Prophet Muhammad, SAW. Because of his beautiful, powerful voice, the Prophet appointed him as Islam's very first Muezzin, the one who calls the adhan. When the very first call to prayer echoed through Medina from Bilal's voice, it wasn't just an announcement for prayer. It was a profound declaration that a man once enslaved had become the voice of Islam's most sacred call. On the day of the conquest of Makkah, when the Muslims entered the Kaaba victorious, the Prophet, SAW, commanded Bilal, R.A., to climb atop the Kaaba itself and give the call to prayer. Picture that scene for a moment. The very people who had once viewed Bilal as nothing more than a slave to be tortured were now watching him proclaim the greatness of Allah from the highest point of the Kaaba. It was an unmistakable proof of the equality Islam brought to a world that had never witnessed anything like it before. There's also a striking incident where a companion once insulted Bilal, R.A., by referencing his mother's background. The Prophet, SAW, was deeply displeased and said, "You insulted him through his mother? You still have traces of pre-Islamic ignorance in you." This incident proves that Islam left absolutely no room for racism or tribal arrogance. Bilal's R.I. life teaches us a profound lesson. True honor in Allah's sight comes from faith, patience, and good deeds, not from race, lineage, or wealth. A man once considered the lowest of the low by worldly standards became one of the most honored figures in Islam, the Muezzin of the Messenger of Allah, and a man whose entry into paradise was personally announced by the Prophet himself. In one hadith, the Prophet, SAW, told Bilal directly that he had heard the sound of his footsteps in paradise. When Bilal asked why, he explained that whenever he performed ablution, he would always pray 2 voluntary units of prayer afterward. This small act, when done consistently and with sincerity, elevated him to an extraordinary rank. Bilal's story teaches us that no matter how severe a trial may be, if faith remains firm, Allah rewards a person with an extraordinary station. And it teaches us that those considered lowest in the eyes of the world can become the greatest in the eyes of Allah. If this video benefited you, please follow the channel and stay with us for more powerful stories of the companions.